Okay, YouTube is live. Just need a...
This meal shouldn't take me.
Okay, we're live. I'm a little late, admittedly. I tried to set up Streamlabs, but I didn't realize in order to dual stream or multi-stream, you actually needed to get a paid account. So I was going to look into an OBS plugin, but then my computer freaked out because one of the plugins that I found through a YouTube recommendation, it got flagged for a virus. So computer freaked out. My virus scan is now scanning my computer. And okay, my computer is good now. Why are you activating? Okay, that was weird. Okay, so one of the plugins that I had found ended up getting flagged for a virus. My computer absolutely freaked the fuck out, and yeah, I'm a little late. So I still haven't made the announcement on Twitter. Oh, this is cute. Watch me get distracted in the process. I got distracted in the process. Another AI account, need a block. Okay. So much I need to get done. I need to get better with like posting stuff. I actually need to make the graphic again, but I still have not done that. Just had so much to do. Even post market, there's so many things I need to get done. Good news is I actually have like a dedicated portfolio now, so that's an improvement. Do I? No, while I'm here, I need to check on something. Skate mentions art commissions, art streams. Ooh, I should be tagging shit. Have I been tagging my NSFW stuff on Bluesky? Because while no, I have not. I do not have a separate feed for that. I did not realize I named him Malik. Okay, I'm just going on so many tangents. I just need to check something on Bluesky really quick. Because one of the things I need to do is set up a feed in Bluesky for NSFW work, because right now I do have my portfolio on card, but I still don't know how I feel about having my 18 plus work on card. And so I don't have, are you set to, hopefully it still has battery. Can you tell it's been a hot minute? I'm still a hot mess. I'm not that hot. I'm not hot. But anyway, I think eventually I will need to make Oikawa smaller, but tonight is not the night, and I think this needs to. I think he might be a little okay. So looking at where we are right now, I'm probably going to slim him down a little bit more and make his lower torso a little bit longer and like reduce the size of his thighs a little bit. So let me go ahead and get started on the next sketch. At the very least, I think I'm in a position where I think I can start adding in a few details here and there. Actually, we're pretty good. We're in a pretty good position. It's been a while, so I can't remember the last time I actually picked up my tablet to draw. And I cannot remember the last time I picked up my tablet. Please tell me you did not run out of battery. It may be out of battery. I need to put a battery. I need to put batteries in my tour box. I'll be right back. This is what I get for trying to try something new right before stream. I forget. Is it a AAA or a AA? And all the AAAs are out. Where are my AA batteries? I know I have a pack open somewhere. I have 2 AAA batteries and they're both open. I know I have AA's somewhere already open, but I think I'm just gonna have to open the new pack. Oh no, here they are. No, I'm down to my last AA. That is, I don't want to mix my batteries. I'm gonna cut myself with my box cutter one of these days. That was upside down. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I do have my mic on. I guess this is a good test of the range of this mic. Okay, I got my batteries. Yeah, this is what I get for wanting to try something new and trying to like try all the new things right before stream and then nothing works. I forget to check in on the important things. I also still need to call my doctor. Oh god. No, I'm not okay. I'm a mess, guys. I'm an adult, but I'm a mess. Okay. And the thing I need to do is remember to turn off my tour box because my tour box does automatically connect whenever I use DaVinci. Is it DaVinci? Okay. Yeah, so that plugin got removed. Is this an art stream or is this me fumbling with what the hell? Also, I don't know what Microsoft did this time, but trackpad is also not working. Okay, I think it just dinged the 2 exe files. Yeah, I didn't like it. It didn't like the exe files. Those 2 specifically, because one of them was a Streamlabs plugin. I'm gonna try again later, and let's just try and focus and get on task. I still need to call my doctor. I was supposed to do that today, but I thought I had a screenshot of her number saved on my phone because I was going to call her during my break. And I went to go check my phone and I didn't have it. I'm just like, ah, crap. And I was supposed to call her when I got home, but then when I got home and then I took a nap. I'm just a mess of a human being. It's been a hot minute. And now I'm just trying to remember what to do. The part that sucks is I should probably do more prep on my end, to be completely honest, before I trying new things instead of trying to wing it on the spot. That was my bad. But for right now, let's actually get to work on sketching out Oikawa. This is gonna take me longer, so I might swap this out with other projects as well. Do I have any? I don't think I have. I don't think I have any Oikawa references saved on this computer. If anything, they would have been saved on my old one. Or did I save them to my USB? My USB is not plugged in. Wait a fucking minute. I'm an idiot. Okay. This whole time, I'm an idiot. Hi, my name is Sky, and I run on caffeine and at this point 1/8 of brain cell because let's be honest, I have no idea where that thing is more than half the time. Do I have a super reference? Yeah, I do. No, wait, I need Oikawa. There we go. Oh, it's been so long since I've drawn an Oikawa. I miss my baby. Even though his hair gives me a hell of a time. I don't remember how to draw. My arm feels weird. I don't think I can do this. The wind is roaring up a storm outside and I'm scared. I don't remember how to draw. Like, legitimately, I don't remember how to draw. Like, how do I go from here to a finished product? Like, genuinely, I don't remember. The fuck just hit my window? Elise sketch. Okay, Oikawa is in the way of Oikawa, and would it be a good idea to... Oh yeah, I do need to get the nose drawn in. Would this be the center of the nose? Jeez Louise. The weather in California has been weird. And even worse, it's fire season again, and we're just like, seriously, like, there is just so much going on this fire season. And the thing is, it's like you think that we're permanently gonna warm up, and then all of a sudden the winds pick back up and things cool down again. And it's been difficult to get a good read of the weather this year. Do I want to give him an angular? I think his mouth is going to be around there somewhere. I'm going to do a little bit more mapping of the face, so I think lips are going to be around this area. Okay. This eye is a little too off to the side, in my opinion. But if this is the center... I nearly scared myself by the reflection of my light on the glass door. Okay, so eyebrows. You got pretty thin eyebrows. I should also start posting announcements. That looks like a thing of nightmares. I can't draw eyes apparently. Jeez Louise. What is the weather? Genuinely. It's usually actually, do I usually give like how widows peak? I feel like his head. Okay, so for one, this side of his head is a little too. God, everything feels wrong. So one thing for sure, I could move the center line a little bit more, move his nose over. I think his mouth will have to move as well. Because he is going to be looking. What do I have for my selection tool and what does it do? No, I deselected that. No, wait, what? Why are these two selected? Yeah, I think that's a better position for that center line. At least I remember my hotkeys. Count that as one. I remember my hotkeys. Yeah. Because at a 3/4 angle, like these aren't going to be perfectly in half. Like obviously the side is going to have to move over now. So the eye should be at around here. And then the other eye. Okay. I'm gonna move from here really quick. I just want to draw I just want to get the face mapped out properly. Because this is supposed to be like a 3/4 angle because I am going to have him. But here's the thing is that if I'm going to have him looking up at Iwa Izumi, so his head should be tilted a little bit more. The wind outside is violent and it's kind of scaring me. You think I'd be used to it by now? You think? So his brow bone should be jutted out a little more. Yeah, I did. God, it feels so long since I've been drawing, since I last drawn. Even though I do still draw on my sketchbooks. But I haven't really been drawing all too much because, well, here's the thing is that when you look at the brow bone, it actually aligns to the top of the ear. The wind outside is frightful. So, da, 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 da. Okay, so I know for sure the brow bone is going to be there. Nose. Do I know what I'm doing right now? No, I absolutely do not know what I'm doing right now. Everything I do on this channel, I'm just winging it. Don't ask me what the fuck is that nose, because I don't even know myself. Again, we're in the phase of just trust the process, but trusting the process is probably the most difficult part of the process because you have to deal with everything looking like a monstrosity. And then you wonder how are you going to get it from point A to point B in the way you normally do. Yeah, so he is. I still feel like I don't have enough of his nose, and his nose is also in a weird angle. Okay. Sometimes I wish I could be the type of artist that can just hop in to like their drawing and just like be able to place everything where it needs to be. Because the eyebrow is gonna go here. So I'm still mapping out everything. Like, do not mind me. We are in the ugly. Sometimes I wonder, is it worth streaming like the sketching part? Like, do you guys enjoy this part? Do you guys enjoy watching me struggle? I guess for right now, you know what? I'm not gonna get the full eye drawn in, but I do want to get the general shape of the eye because I'm gonna drive myself insane if I do this any longer. Yes, Oikawa shape, eye shape. What is your eye shape, sir? Before I start color dropping randomly, what is your eye shape? And of course, I don't have the clearest. Okay. Never mix things. I think this. No, but this is. If we. No. Does somebody know how to draw? I think I need help. I think that's more or less the shape. I just need to get the. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. His nose looks weird. I know his nose looks weird. This thing looks like we're still in the part where this thing looks like a thing of nightmares. Please bear with me. Yeah, because the thing is that that part. So I don't. This isn't supposed to curve like that. It's supposed to do this. Okay. So more or less, his face is there. His nose is freaking me out. Can you tell it's been a hot minute since I picked up a pencil and actually done proper? Okay. Do you want his hairline? Next thing I'm gonna have to examine is how the hairlines work. Okay, the general hairline is in place. Let's work on his body. Leave that for now. Go back to Thing of Nightmares. Thing of Nightmares. So the other thing is too, his neck is gonna come up from here. Why did I? You know what? You know what? His head wasn't even tilted right. His torso, his head is big. Ah! His neck feels long. I need a life-size anatomy model. I don't think it's going to help me, but I just need one. Is this collarbone too low? I feel like it's too low, which actually works, so it actually helps a little bit because I do want to elongate a few things. The angle of his arm is going to change, but it doesn't need to quite drastically. So, how did I say I was going to let him hold the knife? Okay. Because the clavicle isn't, it's more of a little U. And I think, yeah, so. Pectorals are. So the thing is, I do need his hands up here. His shoulder is going to be right here. So if you move, yeah, trying to figure out the angle. of where the wrist would be compared to the shoulder and what angle. One of the tips I've seen is do the 90-degree, which doesn't swap out really all too much drastically, but this is going to be where the shoulder goes. Although that is, I feel like that shoulder is a little too close. Because the pectoral muscle, I know, is supposed to wrap around. And it's gonna... The thing is, they are going to have clothes. So I don't know why I'm too worried. But then again, that... For context, I do enjoy drawing the full anatomy from... I do enjoy drawing the full anatomy as part of the base. Just for practice. There are also some people's cheats I will try and do. 1, 2, 3. And like I said, I think this part needs to get extended a little longer. And then the leg comes out there. Because navel is going to be somewhere... Navel is somewhere around there, and that's going to define the midsection, so navel is going to be around here. And then... I feel like this part of his torso is too wide. Here's the thing about Oikawa. I do want to give him a much more leaner build. His arm got long. Okay, hold on. I also don't think I have good contrast. I feel like I can't see the blue too well. Oh, nope. That's not what I meant. Nope. Also, that is the wrong layer to be working on. I think part of it is this part of his body is too stiff. But then again, I am only making him raise his arm. Like, if he... The rest of his body can be pretty stationary, so... I feel like this part of his body is off. Yeah, like that's too big. This is too smushed. This isn't long enough. Okay. I probably rushed that because it's too much. Do I have the lockers defined? Because I do. I probably should hide that. Yeah, I feel like his shoulders are too wide. His shoulders are definitely too wide. Okay. Sometimes it helps to take a step back because one of the things I realized was that the background was getting too distracting for me and I was having a hard time seeing what I was actually doing. So it felt like a lot of things were disproportionate, which they were because I do think his shoulders were too wide and his torso is a little too stocky. Like it's too kind of squeezed in for my liking. Okay. His airline's also out of place. Okay. So now that we have that, this is where his head is going to be. It's not centered. That's one thing I can see right now. What am I selecting? Okay, there's a few random lines. It's fine. So for starters, his head isn't centered. His head still looks weird. And I think I made this part. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Is this face too long? Which his face is also triangular. There's a lot of things that right now we're like in the ugly duckling stage that is just trust the process. Please just trust the process. And like this is a point of like the sketching phase is like I'm not supposed to be overly critical about myself, but I can't help it. The wind does not help. I don't think that's supposed to be like that ramrod straight either. Because this is supposed to, and then because this is going to be twisting, so that this is what's going to be compressing more, and then pretty much I don't know what this part of the neck is called. It's like where the artery falls. And then that narrows down into, am I making the neck too long is the next question. Should I pull out an anatomy reference? More than likely. Yeah, so there's quite a few things that's gonna change because it looks like my proportions were off from the base. No, that's okay. I know I said. So I'm actually gonna do a thing really quick because this is because I do want to see something. The proportions of the shoulders are supposed to be one head on either side. Just trust the process. I need to trust the process. I just need to trust the process. But yet at the same time, I feel like I'm making it too wide. I need to pull out an anatomy book. I'll be right back. Not that one. I think it might be making the neck a little too long. The collarbones. Okay. Can you guys hear the wind outside? Yeah, I can't help but feel like I'm making... Okay, wait, where do the... Compared to the head... That's not the reference I need. Also not the reference I need. That's mouth. I need around like claw. I need references for chest area. Yeah, because... Okay. Okay, I see. I kind of see. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Okay, because the thing about the collarbone is that it reaches all the way up to where the shoulder begins. It's not the entirety of the shoulder. Okay. So pretty much from here to here, that's going to be the collarbone. Okay. Okay. I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there is what I'm trying to... Because the collarbone is going to reach up to the shoulder. I think part of the issue is that I'm trying to merge this into the shoulder when this literally just stops there. And then this becomes another piece. And I do want this to kind of... Because... God, the way the bone... How do the bones move? Does this... I need another human in my vicinity because I want to see how the body moves. The down parts of not having a partner. Genuinely, sometimes I think I want a partner just to have a live anatomical model. Is my main reason at the time. It's like, hey, I need you to get into this position. Don't ask questions. Just do it. I need to see something. Does anyone else ever have like that inclination? Just because the thing is, it's like I can technically stand in front of a mirror and do it myself, but then I forget what it looks like. Could I make my life easier by just setting up a 3D model? Yes, I can. But I also am the kind of person who likes making her life harder. So we suffer. We suffer. We suffer. I may have to just start setting up 3D models just to make this work. I should be setting up 3D models, but I get lazy and I end up making my life unnecessarily harder than it needs to be. So if anyone learns anything about me from this stream is that I enjoy torturing myself. That's all you need to know about me is I enjoy torturing myself for some ungodly reason. It's like, why do it efficiently when you can just suffer? I think for the other boys, I may start setting up 3D models because I do not want to take forever on this one. It might be easier just to... That actually, I don't know, how did that get wider? And then the navel. Okay, that's... And now I need to look up what the abs look like. See, and this is the thing that always confuses me about the abs, at least when I look at these anatomical models. Because it looks like there's supposed to be a gap between the pectorals and the beginning of the abs where the rib bone is supposed to be. So like it's not perfectly like up here, but I've also seen some people just attach it like that. Don't fully understand why. Okay, but no, it's okay. So there is okay. I found my answer. It kind of comes down to how the skin kind of overlaps that general area. So yeah. Yeah, probably not like okay. Not non-symmetrical abs, but they're in place. And then you have where is the navel? And then the navel is supposed to rest around here. And then and then where the belly button is, that's roughly where the base is. And then so this is the upper half of the torso. Because again, with Oikawa, I do want him to be leaner because he is on the taller side. Maybe I should just start drawing rib cages and layering up the muscles from there. There is one of these days I do just want to do anatomy studies or like figure drawing studies. Would anybody be interested in watching me like do that? do want to slim down his waist. And then when it comes to that part, that's not the view I need. What the okay, so there are, so then there's that piece there before it goes down into the groin. And then it doesn't seem like it's too much overextending it here. And what I need to see is how do things change the closer you get to the hip. I feel like the belly button should even be a little bit more lower. I think he's getting closer to the proportions I need him to be. But the thing is, I do want him to sit. His arms don't need to be as thick. And I think his legs come out longer this way too. Oh, wrong item. Don't ask me what I'm doing here. I'm just. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I actually do need to bring the floor back in because I don't think this is. Okay. Feet are not my forte. We'll fix that later. That can, because shoes are going to cover that up anyway. Ugh. Okay. Okay, so now the arms are gonna have to. Yeah, because where do the. So shoulder muscles begin at around here. Okay, hold up. So where exactly? Yeah, because they do cover a portion of the chest. Okay. So where they join, the shoulder begins at, but the shoulder muscle does come to drape a little bit over there. So I guess depending on where I want. Okay, so this is where this mapping comes into play. So just need the base. So, okay. And draw the cylinder for where the, okay, that's why you draw the cylinders first. And that point is actually a little, down here. And that shoulder is a little too long. Okay. Oh no, I eyeballed it pretty accurately, actually. Because this is down here. So, okay, because the thing to know about the elbow, it pretty much comes down to where, just above the belly button, bottom of the rib cage. Bottom of the rib cage. So bottom of the rib cage would be roughly around here, actually. But you can roughly estimate to the waist, can't you? Okay, so I'm gonna get Da Vinci. Yeah, so bottom of the rib cage, right where the waist is at. Oh, the waist isn't exactly at the belly button, so. Okay, we'll do elbow out around here. This feels more reasonable. And then cylinder number 1 is just gonna rest right above here. And then cylinder number 2, I feel like these are too long. Why do my limbs feel disproportionately long? Well, we haven't drawn in all the muscle groups yet, so then cylinder is going to be right around here. So muscle wraps from here. And then some fat. Yeah, so this muscle overlaps there. And then the one from the pectoral, there is a little guy that kind of stems from here. Am I drawing in the muscle? Yes, I am. But this is the only way I'm going to be able to make sense of whatever the fuck is going on here. I still feel like that is a little too... I'm sleepy. And then this is going to be pretty much... Because here's the thing about this cylinder as well, is that it's not a perfect straight down. It is doing something along this line. But I think we're actually where we need to be. And then that is going to be too low. This is here. And then do and then this one is gonna come down here. Okay, I think we have the body more or less to what we need from it. I still feel like I can make the torso a little longer, so we are going to go ahead and do that. Watch me regret my decisions the next time I come back and work on this. So we are going to elongate. My God. Why do you keep selecting? Did I change a setting that I'm not aware of last time I worked on this? go. Just a little more. Okay, I may have exaggerated that a little too much. Okay, that's better. Okay, I know that hand is too big, but just vibe with it for now. Is what I'm trying to tell myself, but apparently that did not work. Okay, but I think that's more or less what we need from Oikawa. One leg is bigger than the other, but we'll set up a ruler to fix that later. I think I'm gonna get started and work on some details for him. Because the other thing to note here is that this is there. This is just gonna... Armpits are weird. Okay, I think that's good enough. His face is gonna need the most touch-ups, but I think that's good enough in terms of a base for the anatomy. My left, his right pectoral is a little wonky. Now that I look at it. Okay, but anyway, that's gonna get covered up by clothes anyway, so long as he looks good when he gets his clothing, he'll be fine. I think this is the one time I don't need to worry as much about making sure I get the body perfect, and because that's gonna bother me until I erase it. Okay, I can see some things that need improvement, but that is stuff that is easily workable. The shoulder is still a little on the wide side. But he does have his face more tilted. I think once I get his face figured out, I think this will get better. I should also get a reference of the Legion. I don't know why, but I want to say his name is Johnny. And I know I need to fact check that. Is it Johnny? No, it's not. One of them, his name is Joey. Frank, Julie, Susie, and Joey. Okay. It's funny because I'm looking at the preview of the stream on OBS. One has a much longer chin. The other one doesn't look like it's as long, but they're the exact same image, and I think that chin still bothers me. The nose is a horror fest. Anyway, I think I'm gonna before I end stream, I am going to touch up Oikawa a little bit more. His face is the one thing that bothers me the most right now, so we are going to work on that a little bit. His nose is too low for one. Let's also go down in pen size. That's going to help. Yeah, because okay, yeah, the nose is too long because the bottom of the nose aligns with the bottom of the cheekbone. I don't think I don't really have quite tapped that. And for anyone wondering, yes, I am literally measuring my face right now. It's supposed to be the bottom of the nose, bottom of the cheekbone. So I think that's part of the reason I see this shape used a lot. Okay. All right. So let me let me draw his eyes first, and then I will. Yeah, I think the move is draw his eyes, and then we'll draw the rest of his features and have that align closer to the eyes. I'm still not gonna do like anything specific. I'm just gonna like block in his eyes at the very least. And the way I see it, the shape of his eyes, it's been a long time since I've drawn Oikawa. The shape of his eyes are closer to this. And now, okay, so first off, okay, I think the other thing is too, I'm getting thrown off by the, okay, so where, for one, let's say people number one is supposed to stare up that way. Pupil number 2 is supposed to stare up this way. So for starters, no one, again, don't ask what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing either. It's how my brain is trying to make sense of how to move forward. And the goal right now is just to get the shapes of the eyes in, and then we'll worry about expression later. Ooh. It's on a different layer. See, the thing is that I think I'm trying to tilt the eye shape. I'm also drawing the eyes way too big. Needs to be a little bit smaller. I think if I do this, but then the problem with that is that but it's also tilting because, okay, so the face curves, and when you're facing upward, it curves in this direction. But I guess you're gonna notice more of that direction happen with the eyebrows. But the eye is. I've not drank any water. I think I'm curving the eyes too much. I also should probably start getting ready for bed. Okay. I'm going to stop there because I'm not making the best decisions anymore. And so I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. I know we still haven't really gotten to drawing out Oikawa, but the sketching phase tends to be tends to be one of the two most time-consuming parts of the process because I think I've mentioned this before. Whenever I work on my illustrations, I like having a solid foundation before going into lining. And the sketching portion is pretty much where I allow myself to be at my messiest and try to figure things out. So trying to make things make sense and like anatomically, I don't want to say anatomically accurate, but anatomically believable. Can take quite a bit of time because, as you saw, it's a lot of just like, am I doing the anatomy right? And it's one of those things that I actually need to do a better job of gathering reference photos prior to starting my work. Also setting up models so I'm not completely drawing or guessing. So yeah. When I approach the other boys, more than likely I will try to set up a few 3D models or like try and get a better idea of what those references would look like. Because yeah, I like he's facing full forward, like he's facing forward, but at the same time, I'm struggling with something that's supposed to be like very basic, or at least should be very basic for me. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here and stop for the night because I don't know. There's something about the head that throws me off, and I don't really know what it is. And it's one of those things too. It's just like I always think about like tilting the head at angles, but they never really come out quite the way I want them to. Um, but yeah, I think I need to just take a break for the evening, and then I'll return to this at a later time. And yeah, so thank you for joining me this evening, and good to be back on the live streams now that the market's over. I'm probably going to try and do these a little bit more regularly and stick to a schedule. I need to get on top of posting schedule when it comes to Twitter and Bluesky, and I guess everything else, because I do have an Instagram now. There is TikTok. And I think graphics are going to be the best way to advertise on places like TikTok, especially if they get very sensitive with any of the words that you use on screen. So, I also need, well, I can always do an advertisement for that tomorrow. Oh, and tomorrow's also Wednesday. Do I have any? Well, I do have this for Whip Wednesday, but anywho, um, before I just end up before I end up blabbering the night away, thank you everybody for joining me this evening, and I will see you in the next stream. Have a good night.